It's raining. So I got up on time, but as always, rainy season is unpredictable. So was gonna do a fishing vlog today, but change of plans. So I'm gonna get myself together, charge my phone, because I did sleep with it off the charger. So catch you guys later, it's coffee time. Everybody, we're back, and I plan to do a little bit of fishing in the morning, as I always do on Saturday morning. I'm now watching some of the local businesses open up, you know, in the back. I'm not sure if you can see in the back, but there's an island there. It's a sandbar, so one of the famous attractions here on Camigan Island. Their fleet of boats I can see is operating now. So if you see them back here, they have about 15 to 20 boats back there, and yeah, they're operating now. They're bringing tourists, or I think local people from this island. Just look at the beauty, man. There's nice mountains. I'm curious to know if there's actually tourists that have managed to enter the island and maybe past quarantine. Let me get to some fishing. I'll leave you guys updated if I do catch some fish. But today will be more of an informative video, and then I'll be showing you some of the sights and maybe some attractions here close to where I stay at. So, see you guys later. What's up, guys? We're back, and earlier I did say I was gonna go to some island, but today is actually kind of windy, so none of the boats that are servicing to take people to the island are even in operation, just because it might be a little dangerous for the people. So I did some fishing. I caught one fish, not too bad. It's just today a very, very windy day. One thing about the Philippines and the ocean, the ocean has a very strong current. If the current is ripping, then you know, pretty much it's going to be very, very difficult for you to manage and maneuver within the ocean. So I'm here at my favorite place, or one of my favorite places, and it is Paras Resort. You can see here, we got a pool. You know, this place is very low-key. It's tucked away in a barangay named Yumbing, and Yumbing is actually one of the hot spots for tourists, for foreigners to live as well. So, you know, it's early in the morning, and there's a lot of commotion. I can see the businesses opening as far as the water sports goes. I can tell things are starting to clear up, and people are starting to get more comfortable. They're wanting to make money, you know, they're tired of this. So it's understandable. This place here really hasn't been operating to its normal capacity, but I'm sure by, you know, early next year things will be back to close to being normal. So there are a lot of speculation out there about the women here, and are they scammers, are they not scammers, are all of them scammers? Well, I would say it's probably no different from back in your country. There are definitely some women in your country that also are after money, and they'll even tell you some white lies about some problems they have just to get that money. So in my own opinion, no, I don't think all Filipinas are out for your money. Actually, there are Filipinas that make more money than you. The ones you got to watch out for are definitely the ones, if you know, you find yourself talking to one for a few weeks or a month or even a few months, and she starts to give you some excuses, and even giving you some scenarios, even telling you lies or something like that. So those are the Filipinas you want to worry about. Another thing, if you're going to talk to a Filipina, you got to get to know her first. You have to add her on Facebook. In the Philippines, Facebook is the number one social media, and every Filipina has a Facebook, maybe even multiple Facebooks. So it's not uncommon for a woman here to have 2 or even 3 Facebooks. So get to know her on her Facebook, get to know her personally, get to know her family, because if she's willing to introduce you to her family, it's a bigger chance that she's a little bit more serious than maybe a scammer girl. In addition to that, you gotta watch out for those girls that don't have jobs, that don't have an income, but they have the nice phones, they have the nice clothes. They have things that a modern Filipino would have, a Filipina that would have a job. So that's a big red flag. So if a girl is unemployed and you see her always with a new phone, with new clothes, a new purse, she looking real flashy, that's a telltale sign that maybe she's getting money from maybe some different foreigners. I want to just eliminate this narrative that all Filipinas are the same, because it's just not true. We can't condemn all of them just because of some of them, and I think that is wrong. I think that people and the men, the foreigners, should not kind of make it an issue as a whole. So with that being said, I think that some of you guys have to have a little more respect for the women here, because there are some that are really looking for love. There are some that are genuine and they really just want somebody that's a little bit different from what they're used to here. It is not uncommon to see a single mom, 1 or 2 kids, and the guy walked out for another woman. So that by any means is not uncommon. So you guys want to take that narrative and throw it out the window. Get on a chat site and find yourself a real lady here, because the women here will treat you like no other woman that you know of, or any past relationship that you had. So I'll be the foreigner to put it out there, to set the trend, and to say that no, all Filipinos are not the same. But I told you one of the signs, and that is her appearance and the kind of things that she has as a Filipina. This place is a developing country, as I always say, and the people here are used to having simple things. They're used to not having what us Americans or Canadians have and use on a daily basis. So with that being said, another thing to consider or to watch out for is a woman telling you different things about issues, and issues that ultimately lead to money. So any excuse, anything that she tells you regarding her family or her, and it somehow connects back to money, then that could definitely be a sign that this girl, she's out to get some money. She's out to experience a better life. And I mean, that's not to say if it's your girlfriend for 5, 6 months or 1 year. Now, if it's your girlfriend 1 year, 2 years, then definitely understandable. And if she needs some help, help her, because I would. But, one thing that you must know is if you're talking to a girl out here, the number 1 rule is never send money. Never. Under any circumstances should you send money. Should you send money, that girl should be your girlfriend already, or she should be your fiance or even your wife. With that being said, I'm really here to tell you that the number 1 rule is never send money. Another thing too is it is not so common for you to see an educated Filipina that has a good job with a foreigner. Usually that's just what I've seen and what I noticed. So usually the ones that are educated, the ones that are like lawyers, doctors, even teachers, they will date within their own race. It's less likely for them to date a foreigner. So I'm just giving you some information because I'm actually here and I've seen things, I've heard stories, and I've actually experienced things myself. So I think that once you do your research and maybe you watch a couple of my videos, I always like to give insight on the things that you should watch out for. So I want you to consider these things because although if you date a Filipina, it's a great experience, there can be some drawbacks and conflict between you and that girl. There are so many stories that you can go watch. I heard of a story of a young Filipina girl that had a foreigner. They went out. She's actually from this island. She somehow scammed him for money. This is the thing, you don't know who you're gonna scam, even though that man's a foreigner. Like, you don't know what he's capable of. So turned out that this girl scammed the guy and took some money and then left. So they were on vacation somewhere at a resort in Cebu, and she took some money and some belongings from him and then went back to her island, which is about a 30-minute plane ride or a 2-hour boat ride. and he didn't get a call or a text or anything. She just disappeared. And then what happened after that, I guess they had some relation or intimate time at the hotel where they were staying, and he had some pictures on hand. So he actually released these pictures on Facebook, which is, I don't recommend to do that either. I would never degrade somebody, even if they did scam me. But this got out on social media, on Facebook, was sent to her friends, her family. And if you know, Filipino people do not like to be degraded. They're very, for the most part, reserved. And even if you are a scammer, to a degree, you're gonna be reserved. Yeah, I've never met a really outgoing Filipina before to not be as reserved as they come. So this is the kind of things that could happen, and I don't want it to be you that it happens to. So number one, when you're talking to a Filipina, never send money. Under any circumstances, never send money. Number two, get to know her first. Get to know her lifestyle. You're going to learn a lot about somebody and their personality if you understand their lifestyle. So get to know her first, add her on Facebook, even add some of her family members. That is a very telltale sign that she might be serious about you. Number three, do not get caught up in any sexual sending pictures back and forth, because that is a good way in for her to ask for money. Basically to have an excuse or some kind of leverage to get some money out of it. Don't play the sex games, the sending pictures, the nudes, because that is really the devil talking to you. Some of you foreigners are older and haven't had a young girl since you were young. So when you think about it and you say, wow, I can get this girl, she's between 18 and 25, and you see that and you get swept into it, and then you start doing all of these things and you're breaking the rules and the codes that people like me are showing you. So I want you to stay woke. I want you to stay keen. I want you to do your research and watch a lot of content on the Philippines. Do your due diligence to know about this country and the lifestyle and the possible dangers and red flags that you need to watch out for. But I do not want you to think that I'm generalizing the whole Filipina race, because I would never do that. I actually don't know any scammers, or I haven't came in contact with any scammers. I'm just giving you word of mouth from what I've heard, what I've seen, people that recounted things that I've seen within the YouTube community. You can go out there. There are many guys that have stories about their experience with a scammer girl. That's why I say, if you want to get a better quality, a girl that's not going to go out every weekend to the bar, a girl that's not going to dress super loose, like short shirts and everything, cleavage out. You want a reserved girl and has a lot of morals. You're going to get a province girl. There are some provinces that are big provinces that, you're not going to get a girl that lives on a farm where she lives in a shack. Maybe you don't want to deal with that or go to that, extent. Because some guys are, some guys are like that, and I don't care about that. She lives in a brick house, it's not developed yet, and I just never judged on that, because myself, I didn't grow up rich or anything. Because also there's a stigma out there that all foreigners are rich. I'm not rich. I just make a good living for here that matches the currency here. That's it. Yeah, that's the narrative that I want you guys to really respect. Don't generalize the people here. Don't generalize the women here, because if you look behind the curtains and you actually move in a careful way and do your part to research, then you will actually find a quality woman. You could do it. So don't forget the advice that I told you. If you're new to my channel, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and your foreigner friends that wish to come here to meet a girl. So with that being said, I'm gonna go take a swim real quick, guys, and peace.